members of SDF, esteemed guests coming from different organizations and places, esteemed participants of this two-day conclave coming from different states and countries, and my dear ladies and gentlemen present here. This is my proud privilege today here to present before you some of the thoughts that I have been having these days. Before that, I would like to congratulate SDF for completing its 12 years of journey today. Now you have entered from your childhood to teenage. And as you know, the teenage is very important and crucial for a human life. Because at this age, teenage only, people perceive new ideas, not only new ideas, sometimes some ideas which are unconventional, which are very innovative, and which are sometimes very dangerous. So I congratulate to take the stage of second in your human life, though the organization's life we count in thousands, but still 12 years is also a reckonable period that you have survived in very good manner, and today, on this day, you are observing an international conclave to commemorate your birthday. We are talking about today Sustainable Development Goal, and the conclave is on youth and social development. Mr. Bora has already explained about the mandate of this organization, that in wholesome it is on sustainable development that they are working on, and they also have mandate on working in future. I had a very small talk yesterday with Mr. Bora, and I could understand that this forum is also working on employment generation, specifically the rural employment generation of the local youth and the local women, which is very welcome steps which are required now. As we know, Sustainable Development Goals are a set of global objectives established by the United Nations in 2015 to be achieved by 2030. So we have only 5 years to go to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal. Dear research scholars, those who are working in universities, they are to take the immediate steps to look back and to see to what extent our country has come in the indicators of Sustainable Development Goals and what to achieve within a very short period of time of 5 years. The SDGs are intended to address mainly 3 dimensions of sustainable development. They are environmental, they are economic, and they are social. So if we talk about environmental, we have to take some steps in our daily life as well as in our corporate lives, so that it is restoration, it is about restoration of environmental degradation and to minimize the environmental degradation. So economic and social go hand in hand, and we have to achieve the goals and targets that are given by SDG platform. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals, as you know, with 169 targets. So these targets talks about the action plan, what we have to do from here onwards. Wherever you are, you may be in corporate, you may be in enterprise creation, it may be in service, you may be in social life, you may be anywhere, everywhere there is a scope that you could contribute for sustainable development goal. I'll not go into the detail of sustainable development goals, you already know, but only thing I would like to emphasize here is that the 17th number of the SDGs is the Global Partnership for Sustainable Development. There are the list, 17 goals are there. It starts from no poverty, no hunger, then good health and well-being, then quality education, on which the national education policy is based on, gender equity, and so forth. But the last is the Global Partnership for Sustainable Development. I'm very happy to share that in that 17th goal, the Global Partnership of Sustainable Development, and India is in forefront. India has taken a lead for ensuring the sustainable development, ensuring the development which are environmental friendly. You might have heard that the COP26, which was there in Glasgow in 2024, and there our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has declared a concept called LIFE, L-I-F-E, that is lifestyle for environment, L-I-F-E, lifestyle for environment. So he, in that conference in 2024, has urged all over the countries that we should follow certain principles in our life, wherever we are, that will ensure the environmental friendly life, and ultimately it will create a sustainable world. And that, in that conference, he has opened 21 principles of life, that is called 21-day campaign. 21-day campaign. So each day he had given one activity to start in your life. So those activities were environmental friendly activities. Reiterating the same thing in 2025, the 2 weeks before, there was another COP this year, 2025, that is in Italy. And in Italy, he has more organized way started another mission environment there. And in mission environment there, he has said that one should take the lifestyle in such a way so that the community and individuals can equally and can very seriously contribute for the environmental, sustainable environmental. And he says that there are themes. There are certain themes, and in those themes he urged all countries around the globe to frame policies and to put into the actions of reduce waste, reduce e-waste, adopt healthy lifestyle, adopt sustainable food system, say no to single-use plastic, save water, and save energy. These are 6 themes on which there was there are a lot of, again, action points, what action points to be taken under each themes. So he has given it to the entire world, and it was decided in Egypt, sorry, not in Italy, it is in Egypt in later part of the November 2025. It was decided that all these action points should be taken over by the entire world. So this is how the India is leading for sustainable development. And we also should involve all the researchers so that we could also make actions and profess these principles, these themes internationally and working in local areas. So in this case, I think SDF is doing but maybe they do not know that these things are there, but they are working in the same line. So I request SDF also to reorient their action plans towards this mission of lifestyle, mission life, which is given by Honorable Prime Minister to entire humanity, to entire world society. Now, coming to the education system, as I belong to the education system and I'm supposed to give some kind of direction and motivation to the higher education system specifically, how can we contribute for this sustainable development? So how can educational institutes contribute there? In fact, if you see the National Education Policy 2020, you find that they are talking about the holistic development of a student, not only the curriculum-based development, but also the sensitivity, developing the sensitivity towards the society, development of skill, coping ability with different cross-cultural societies and humanity at large, having creativity, critical thinking. All these things are to be embedded in higher educational system. So now the universities and higher educational institutions must have three-pronged strategies. This is a point of debate. I am just showing the idea. There may be another conference or another seminar to be conducted by the higher education institutions like university and colleges. We have here two principals sitting with us. So this idea of three-pronged strategy is there should be three strategies which will ensure the holistic development and sustainable development also. The first strategy is university and higher education institutions should march towards the attainment of Vishwaguru. This attainment of Vishwaguru, which is it's perceived by the Indian government as a national priority to be taken into account. By saying this Vishwaguru, it is not a typical Baba or typical Guru that has to be there, but it is in a real sense innovation in such a way so that all other countries can imitate. That is the practical applications of becoming Vishwaguru. If you can say how many things we have innovated so far, which are being used, by the entire global community. How many formula we have innovated, our educational institutions have innovated, which are being used by multinational companies for producing its products. We have a lot of patents. Even if we go some, colleges, there also we find that teachers are having patents. But what is the patent if there is no use? So that is the real Vishwaguru. Maybe it is reflected in the Nobel laureates, but also maybe reflected in field medal, or maybe some other medals or other international recognition, but also it is applicational values are to be taken care. So the colleges and universities and also researchers, particularly researchers coming from different places, I would like to urge upon that we should emphasize on not only publishing papers, but also to give practical, innovative ideas, processes, products, or thinking, fundamental thinking to the world. The real contribution to the body of knowledge is required to be done. Otherwise, just making a thesis, few publications will remain in the library unused. So that is one, shortly. The second strategy of higher education institutions and universities should be taking some steps towards sustainable development. Now what sustainable development? How an educational institution can work for sustainable development? They can work by setting up institutional social responsibility cell, and they can go, they can give awareness, they can also practice some of the sustainable development practices by themselves, not using single-use plastic. Maybe they should have a solar system in their colleges, environmental friendly. Maybe they can go to the field and go to the villages, and they can ask the people not to, use the agriculture practices which are sustainable. These are some of the things that they can do. But not only these things. I urge upon the college and universities to go beyond that. It is very, a crucial time to reorient their syllabus, reorient the curriculum. The sustainable development concept has to be imbibed in the curriculum. How it can be imbibed? When you talk or teach something, then in the pedagogy itself you have to teach or talk or include the same topics in sustainable way, using the sustainability component over there. Say for example, I'm talking about supply chain. I'm from management, so I'll take an example from supply chain. Supply chain, you understand supply chain, that supply chain enables a particular product to transport from one place to another place. So there are supply chain cycle. So how to make this supply chain sustainable or environmental friendly? Maybe for example, Zomato. All the research scholars might have used the services of Zomato. So there are a lot of Zomato bikes you will find here and there, in city area particularly. If you just see like this, wait for, just for maybe 1 minute, you will see three bikes, Zomato bikes go from here to there. You may talk about, that Rapido system, that is also is there, transporting from one to another place. How can they take the sustainability concept there? They can say, the bikers, that you have to buy electric bike only. Then only you will be given the license or you will be given the job. They can use that. So that is another way of using solar. Now if you teach a particular management guy, MBA students, that how the sustainability can be brought into your system. Maybe it is production system, maybe it is supply chain system, maybe it is marketing system, maybe it is office management system by using e-governance, etc. So those things has to be brought in to textbook. Now it is as if in textbook is different, and then only from the outside somebody is imposing. Now it is up to me, but it should be in the blood of the managers, budding educators, so that it is percolated down automatically in each and every acts of him. So it is very important to put on curriculum and all that. Apart from that, I would like to request the higher education institutions. Today you people are maybe, many of you are research scholars, tomorrow you will be a teacher. Focus should be there on one or a few SDGs. It is not important for each and every educational institutions to target these all 17 goals together. So let us focus, depending on our resources, depending on our locality, depending on our demand and the supply of the services and all that, let us focus on 2 or 3 or 4 as per our capacity, the sustainable development goals, and then let us focus there. You will see there is a sustainable development ranking also has come for the universities and institutions. And last year, there were 1,400 universities are ranked as per by QS as per sustainability, not as per research or not as per teaching like other ranking. So now ESG ranking has also come for the universities. There are 1,400 universities globally, and there are only a few universities of India, only maybe below 10 numbers of university out of 1,400 universities are there in sustainability ranking. That is why our institutions also should target so that we can achieve the sustainability by focusing on one or couple of sustainable development goals, apart from putting it in the curriculum. And number 3 is Atmanirbhar Bharat. So Atmanirbhar Bharat, the educational institution, see, today we are talking about dividend. What dividend? Population dividend, demographic dividend we are talking about. We are saying that India is the youngest country. So far, workforce is concerned, 65% of the population are young and they need to feed only 35%. So we are very happy. Unlike Japan, the reverse situation is there in Japan. That is why we are having higher growth. Now, if you talk about the growth, we are talking about 6.7% growth that we are going to achieve. But America is hovering for 2% growth. If they have 2% growth, they are happy enough. But we are not happy with 6.7. Okay, so that growth we will have, provided our demography is used in such a way so that it is sustainable. It is multiplied. The benefit is multiplied. If you see the pyramid, population growth pyramid of India and population growth pyramid of Japan, it is almost same. It means the growth rate of population, the changing rate of population pattern is same in Japan and in India. And if we remain like this, after 35 years, the same situation will happen to us. So it is time to look at, and who will look at it? Universities will look at it because the human resources are with the university and the colleges. So colleges and universities has to do something on the Atmanirbhar Bharat concept, because it is not possible for the government to give jobs, and it is also not possible for the corporates only to give the jobs. It is the Atmanirbhar Bharat concept which will give. It means entrepreneurship. So more and more entrepreneurship has to be, there. So they has to be respected. First of all, the concept, perception towards entrepreneurship has to be changed. Whose perception? Students? No. It is the perception of the parents. Perception of the parents towards entrepreneurship has to be changed first. It is the parents who are stumbling block for the first block for the entrepreneurship. If you want to do something, the parents will say no. Indian mentality I am talking about, more so Assam mentality. So no, you must be doctor or engineer or professor or whatever, IAS officer and all that. You cannot go for entrepreneurship because this is very risky. So our Indian parents are risk averse and they are more of the service minded. That is to be changed. Then there has to be skill that is to be given to the student so that they can become entrepreneur. They need not be given training for entrepreneur. By the way, I do not believe that entrepreneurs are trained. Entrepreneurs can be trained. Dhirubhai Ambani was never trained as entrepreneurship. Your Vedanta group, Mr. Agarwal was never trained as, entrepreneur. Velumani, which is Thyrocare group promoter, never trained as an entrepreneur. So you will see big, entrepreneurs, they are not trained. But skill has to be given. Skill, how to manage a project. Skill, how to develop a project. Skill, how to generate an idea. Skill, how to germinate an idea. Skill, how to sell the idea. All these skills are to be given. So it is the responsibility for these, college and universities to do that. And here I find a great role of the organizations like SDF to materialize, to connect that skill, entrepreneurship and education. So I urge upon the SDF to work more closely with the educational institutions so that they can involve themselves, getting the young minds and then train them, make capacity building of theirs to work towards entrepreneurship, which will help our country to become Atmanirbhar, means self-resilient, and eventually it will contribute in a great way towards Viksit Bharat, which are the target of the Indian government to be achieved by 2047. I think with this, I will congratulate once again to the organizer of this August function, SDF, and its office bearers for inviting me the opportunity to stand before you. For that, I am very thankful and I express my gratitude. And I hope that this 2-day event will be successful and it will definitely make some changes, contribute some changes towards the societal goal that is sustainable development. Thank you so much.